now to thread and adjust the 5.5mm Lavor punch needle. In the punch needle packet you should have your punch needle and a threader. Your threader will probably be inserted inside the needle. Unfold the wire threader and take it out. The 5.5 Lavor punch needle is adjustable and you can make 7 different loop heights with it. These are the slots for each different loop height. The minimum I'd recommend using on this punch needle is either the 3 or the 4 for this weight of yarn. And the way that you adjust it is by turning the handle and taking it out of the setting, sliding it down, and then what you want to ensure is that you're lining up this small triangle with the slot and you will feel that it is locked in place. So to adjust that, I'm just going to turn the handle 90 degrees, slide it down, and then slot that in place. And that's how you adjust the needle. By making the needle tip longer, you'll get longer loops, and by making it smaller, you'll get shorter loops. The 5.5mm Lavor needle is the widest needle in the range, and it takes a chunky weight yarn. The threader that comes with the punch needle is essentially a piece of jewellery beading wire. So if you lose your threader or it breaks, it's easy enough to make another one to replace it. You can just buy a roll of jewellery beading wire at about 28 gauge. Before threading a needle, you just want to make sure that you've smoothed out any kinks in the threader. This will help it to thread more easily through the punch needle. The piece of wire is essentially folded in half, and on one half you've now got the folded end. You just want to give that a little squeeze, as that will need to fit through the eye in the needle. With that folded then, if you hold your punch needle and take the threader, you're going to come through the back of the punch needle into the eye, down round the corner and out the bottom of the needle. If you find that the wire is not going through easily, try not to force it, otherwise it will crinkle up and get stuck. Hold the threader fairly lightly, and if you need to, take the wire out again and smooth out any of those kinks. With the threader pushed through, once it's at the bottom, you're going to open up the threader so that you've got a loop. Pass the tail end of your yarn through the loop and give that a squeeze to close it up. Come back up to the needle tip and then draw your yarn up through the needle. It can feel a little tricky to pull that through, as essentially you've now folded the yarn over at the top. So when you get to the top, don't pull straight out, try and pull the yarn down and through the eye in the needle. Once it's through, take the threader off and your punch needle is threaded. The yarn should move smoothly through the punch needle. And once it's through, you just want to pull back on the yarn so that you just have a small tail extending from the needle tip. And that is your 5.5mm Lavor punch needle threaded.